Hi. Welcome back to my yellow garage. I always smile when I look at myself in the camera because, God, I see myself and I go, boy, is he a goob. That's me. Okay, so what I am doing today, I'm not making mugs. I'm actually doing work on a sword. This is exciting. So I'm using this little bastard. I'm Booger. It is called a chasing hammer. It's got a rounded tip there and a flat tip here. Each one is designed for a specific use. It is a light hammer, 1.5 ounces, and because of aluminum's properties, aluminum, brass, other soft materials, including copper, it allows you to shape it by doing this. Little wiggle. Now, let me show you how this is working on my aluminum sword, and we'll get to it. Let me turn this camera around by pressing this button. Boop. Hi-ho, here we go. Off to the workshop we are working. Okay, so as you can see right here, I've been hammering it, and it's been taking this wonderful form. This light really helps you see the difference between the smooth factory finish of the aluminum and the hammered out section, where essentially that's all I do. Be forewarned, this can be noisy. I am wearing earphones. You probably see them in my selfie pose. I am wearing earphones so that it does not affect me as much, and I am not going to watch this through the camera because I don't want to accidentally hit this like I did right there and ruin the paint. It's already going to need another coat. So this is what it does. Now, if you need to mute for just a second and watch. Okay, mute time over. Let's peel this back a little bit. That is the area that we were just working on. Focus on right there. We made a nice little divot right there. As you can see, it does not take a lot of effort, nor does it take a lot of force to use a small hammer like this on aluminum or brass or copper. This takes time to go all the way around, sure, but this is maybe 30 minutes of work. Round one of hammering complete. It doesn't look like too much there, but you can see right here the V is much more pronounced. I've got the smooth, unhammered edge, and I've got the beginnings of the divot. This needs to continue all the way out because, yeah, that is my marker where this sword relatively is. It's not 100% accurate because I didn't care, nor was it important. It's just a minor guide. But, yeah, I started close to the edge, and I'm starting to work this way. I do a line all the way around like this, then I go back, do a line slightly further out like this. You know, sometimes they stray, but that's the intention. I've done a little bit more, but just in case you had a question, I wanted to show you one more thing. When I hammer, I don't hammer the side that's facing me. I hammer the opposite side. Give you a better example of how and why. I hammer this way because I'm pushing outward. Oh, it just happened. Sorry, I'm still on my mic. You'll notice that it's bowing up like this. That's because I've hammered it so much, chasing and pushing out this way, and creating a bowl that's going like this. So, of course, naturally it folds up. I could push it back down, sure, but that's the way it wants to rest. Flipped, hammered. Looking good over here. Okay, so I actually have 3 hammers out here right now. And I'm going to show them to you real quick. There's the one I've been working on the most. Here's one I haven't talked about at all. Here's one that I have hanging around the back. My goodness, I have a lot of hammers. I have about, well, you could see them there. There's all 3 of them. Then I put the yellow one right there. Then I have 2 more hammers here, and I got more inside. Each hammer does a specific thing, so these hammers are what I'm using on this project, and this is why. This is a polyurethane hammer that I got from the leather working store. You can also get these as rawhide hammers. They're really nice because they don't scuff the surface. This is softer Well, it should be softer than the aluminum. So it'll give before this gives. And this is good for a large area. Just getting that out, getting that taken care of so it gets used the least. This one, the lightest one, gets used the most. You see me what I've done? And that takes a while. This is a specialty hammer that I got. It's technically a jeweler's hammer. These nibs are replaceable for different densities. This is like a soft rubber. This is a softer rubber. So we've got kind of mid-range hardness and low hardness. So long and the short of it, I have to put these back in because they're screwed in by a bolt. When I get to an area that has decided to bump up or crumple up because of my hammering, I have to train it back out with this hammer by going over the area, which I was just doing right over here. This area decided to give me a buckle, and I decided to train it back down, hammer it back down, work it back over with the chasing hammer. Incidentally, this came with an entire manual that I'll actually link if it allows me to. There we go. Totally going to pimp them. Paragon Crafts. Got them on Amazon, and they gave me, with that hammer, a little PDF to read about how it works, which was a great thing. I enjoyed it. So we are 90% done with that little project there. It's completely hammered out, and I've gotten it chased back in with this guy, and we're looking good. Zip! All right, let's get this trimmed out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Dremel tool and a cutting head, and I'm going to cut as close to this as possible without penetrating the aluminum. I don't want to penetrate the aluminum. I want to score it. Once it's scored, I will bend the aluminum back and forth until it snaps free. And that's what I did with the other side. That makes the cleanest break. All right. I'm set up. That's just a hand clamp. It's nothing fancy. Just squeeze, that's done. This is not like insanely secure, just secure well enough. And what this is a Dremel tree. You probably did not know this, but when you use your Dremel and you use these attachments on them, this is, what is that, that pencil attachment? It's 20 bucks. When you use this, you want to have as little of a curve in this as possible, because that curve causes friction on the shaft, which causes heat, which causes problems. That with it dangling there, it doesn't hit anything except the 2x4 that is the leg for this. But this Dremel suspended like this gets the best airflow. It's not against anything, and some people just put them on the table like I used to. But this Dremel tree simply has my Dremel hang from it, and all it is just a dowel rod with dowel rods in it. It's just a 1-inch dowel rod. Those are 1/4-inch dowel rods. I think it's a 1-inch, whatever that says. This is an old dowel rod I used to stir tie-dye, or not tie-dye, but when we're dyeing fabric, I used it to stir, because why not, right? It's just a piece of junk. And suspended like that, it's going to get good airflow. I'll be able to use this, not the floor, this. I'll be able to use this much freer without having to worry about where this sits. It'll be free and out of the way. And if you do not have one, make one yourself. This is a good way to have a Dremel. It's going to save you a lot of headaches down the road. Okay, here we go once again. This is all I'm doing. That's it. There it goes, snapping through. I was doing with this with 2 hands, but it's getting easier, so I could do it with 1 hand. And it's actually separated. What's holding it on right now is a piece of plastic underneath that we're going to remove later. But yeah, that's it. Now another reason why I do this is because let's get around here. That curve, this small area, this is the head. Look how big that is compared to it. So it's dangerous here. It's hard to cut here. So if I'm going all the way through, I'm going to make mistakes. Let's just score. That way the score will not be seen, and I'll be able to recover mistakes. Okay, so here I am at the corner. I got a pair of vice grips. You don't have to use vice grips. They're just easy. I do anything that makes my work easy. Anything. And this is a little bit strong because I've got a corner here. It's folded in on itself right here because of this shape. Causes a much stronger section right here, which is actually too hard to do with the hand. So what do I have? I have a pair of pliers and or vice grips to start tearing it apart. Believe it or not, I probably didn't have to score it because where the vice grips grab, it'll break everything just fine on its own. Let me give it a little twist to see how much has come off. Let me watch the camera here for a second. I feel like a shark. Oh, just going in there, just tearing at that meat. That good aluminum meat. Today I'm wearing shoes. Okay. Almost done. Lots of wiggle wobbles. Woo! Look at that. Just working it like a pro. Oh yeah. Ryan Reynolds would be proud. Spotty update number 205. Okay, so I've got this side completely done. Wiggle wobble. And this side has just been scored. And notice I didn't hit that because I stopped right there. You may be wondering how I get this to do that. The answer is I go like this. That makes it have a smaller surface area, and I just run it close by. And that's it. With it on, come across, hit about here, and start increasing the angle. If you know how circles work, I want it to touch this top corner so the rest of it doesn't touch these other corners. Because you could probably see it. If I kept going, it's going to hit this before I even get here. So in order to get it to fit, I have to turn the angle and it fits just fine. Do that with both sides and just turn the angle and I'm done. Easy peasy. So now that I'm scored, I'm going to tear this side off. The time has come. Okay, so this is not going to be very amazing. It's just going to be peeling it off and, you know, exposing less of a mess, right? It's probably not even going to feel very satisfactory when I do this. It's just going to be like bleh. So, you know, I'm just going to peel it all the way off. So I'm going to get right to it, and I'm going to start here and peel, take over here. And hopefully you should be able to see exactly what I pointed out on the other side, and we'll get right to it. Oh, I'm such a tease. Yeah, I'll do it right now. I'm doing it. Shh, 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 shh. Don't yell at me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Done. All right. Hey, look at you. Little duckbill there. Okay. No, we're not done. No. We're not done. Yes, there's more to do. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Sensual. Okay, so now the next part is to grab some tools and clean up those edges. Okay, so I just worked that area right there. That's looking pretty smooth. I'm not cutting myself instantaneously. No, I did. Just use this little booker. That's it. Of course, I did it by going straight down. I had my hand on the top and hand on the bottom like I did with my rasp tutorial and just drew it down, just down, over and over again. Now I'm going to do it along this edge, but I'm not going to do it on the curve. because I need the half round. I actually have some of these attached to handles and I can't find them right now. You know, one that looks less like it came from your mom's bottom drawer. But this half round will help me get the corners here, or the round bits here. And I'll use the flat on everything else, including the tip, because the flat can go around the edge just fine. All right. Undone side needs to be worked. Done side has been worked. And as I come over here, across the mess, and I zoom in to look at how close things are, I noticed the glue had separated a little bit. This is being held on by JB welds. You barely see it under there. So I can't get JB weld back under there. I'll have to put it down by another glue. But you can see that hammering worked really well to retain the shape. Once I get that glued and clamped back in, it'll stay put. And then I can seal that up. And that'll be a whole nother story. But I've done one side, and technically I'm recording as a break. Oh, because, jeez, that's a lot of work. I accidentally went too far out over the edge, probably by about 1/8 of an inch. So I have a lot more material to remove. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're removing metal, there's no reason to have that much overage. Oh, that was way harder than it needed to be. Look at that difference in there. That's the distance I got to cut back. It's quite a bit. Okay, I did that by hand, as you can see. And this will be clamped and sealed. I'm going to find an easier way to do that. And I've got just the Dremel attachment. I don't like using it, and I will not use it on this part, especially these curves back here. But for this long, straight part, I think it'll be just fine. All right, there we go. This, there we go. This is a stone grinders attachment, stone grinding attachment, and it's very hard to see it in this light, so that looks better. And, well, it's going to do it a lot faster, but it can do it too fast because this is all aluminum. And if it does it too fast, it'll get to the wood, and I'll have a divot that I'll have to repair, and that's what I want to avoid. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go carefully until I get to the curve and stop. I got 2 words: fiddle and sticks. So I started doing it. That is just ugly, isn't it? Compared, yeah, that's just an ugly freaking mess. So I started off the stone grinder, and it started getting so hot that the aluminum has melted through it. This one, same thing. This is one of those carbide, steel, tungsten, whatever, super strong bits. And I've got to literally wait for it to cool off so that I can get that aluminum out of there and use this again. So aluminum got in there and made that tip freaking useless. Oh, and it scored the tip when it decided to run away on me. So yeah, the things that I didn't want to happen, happened. And now I've got aluminum shavings in places that they ought not be. It hurt. The long and the short of it, the Dremel's too powerful. It's got 2 speeds. It's got low and whirlwind of death. Okay, here it is in all of its fast pan glory. And here it is a little bit slower. And you could see the screw-ups until we get to the point where I decided to use the file. So, we'll see the perfect side now. There we go. Okay, perfect is relative. This is an unfinished side, but it looks so much better. These are not file marks. These are actually where I took scissors and tried to cut it the first time, and that didn't work out so well. So that's why I went to the file. So I rough cut, then filed the first time. Looks like I need to do some cleanup right there. Other than that, this is ready to start sealing. Get some glue in here to solve that and get that ready to go. And we'll finish up this post. This is looking beautiful. I think I'll accept this. I wish I could do more with this, but I'll just have to clamp it and seal it because it's being stubborn. Okay, enough ogling at the final product. Let's get this thing done. Actually, let's not. It's late in the night and I've done way too much already. I had to stop and eat and think about this, and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm taking this to the bench sander, which this is a brand new 120 grit. And that is all aluminum bit in there. That's how I decided to do it. I took off the back shroud, so this is just it by itself. It's supposed to sit like this with the back port. Come on. One-handed. There we go. Supposed to sit like that. Ta-da! But hey, sometimes you need surface area. And that looks huge. Trim in the bush. All right. I quit you. Oh boy, today has been a day. Okay, so I just finished the other one showing off the blade and the bench sander that I decided to cheat with. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I have to stop. But I tell you, I recovered the bit. I said recover. Oh well. I recovered the bit, but I didn't recover this. Of course, cardstock for the files when you clean them. That worked just fine. And I made its own little special spot right over here. Yeah. What's in the box? I have a box. I know it's in the box. At least I think I know it's in the box because I bought the box and I knew what was in it because I pressed the button to pay for the what's in the box. But this is the final step of my aluminum lamination for the Master Sword, and I'm stopping here to make it a two-part video because I got a box. It finally came in the mail. And I ordered it specifically because I have a Patreon supporter who supported me for 2 months, which equaled what the box cost. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to open it up and do it like this. All nice and close and unnecessary. Oh, yeah. I love cutting things. Here we go. I'm opening the box. And you know what's going to suck is if this is not what I thought it was. What's in this box is a smaller box. Okay. Well, on the plus side, it says made in China, so it might still be the same thing. I'm cutting with one hand. This is not dangerous at all. Like, at all. If I say ow and you see a squirt of blood, don't worry. I meant to do that. Okay. Cutting's done, no accidents. God damn it. I mean, wholesome channel. It's a family. Man, can you imagine carving a turkey with one hand on Thanksgiving with everyone staring at you? It's only what this is like. But hey, if this doesn't work, I've got this. This is not dangerous at all. Oh yeah, we're gonna start some shit. No, it's a bad idea. Okay. amazing. I'm improvising exactly what this is. This is now on the floor. This is my selfie stick and my stand. I actually got a selfie stick camera stand. And now I'll be able to make videos with you guys without looking like I'm orbiting around as a cameraman ballerina. There we go, it's all set up now. Now we can go through 5 minutes of me reading a magazine.
What was this bag for?
Woodcraft, helping you make woodwork. I mean, I think they worded it just right, that it's almost dirty, but it stops being dirty. So what kind of wood tool do you want for Christmas? You could try. I mean, you are capable of answering that? Not in this family show?
This is a lot like
Or is it proper to say we can't show that in a Christian channel?
the fucking Sims blocks out pixelated shit.
You said wordy dirds? Wordy dirds?
Pixelation dirt.
How does that stand look on your end?
Nice.
How does the stand look on your end? It's weird. It's like hovering right next to me.
I just know you're gonna be sitting. Put it a little above or eye level.
Yeah, this is as tall as it gets.
No,
Technically,
fine.
that's eye level for me. Do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to make a tripod for it out of some dowel rods.
I mean, I think that's pretty good right now for what you need, yeah.
I don't know. I like being the cameraman ballerina, where you held it up here and you just kind of like saw me spin, pirouette in place. You never saw the fancy woodwork. I want this for Christmas. I want that right there.